Good day, everyone, and welcome to a first on the channel, because I got tagged to respond to a booktuber tag video by Renee over at the Librarian of Alexandria, and it is the Booktube adventure tag, so I figured I would just do that. And that is what it's going to be. Now, the Booktube adventure tag was originally created by Nikki over at My Messy Bookshelves. Both of those videos are going to be in the description down below, obviously. So thank you to Nikki for making this tag, and thank you for Renee for tagging me in it. And what it's basically seeming like is you just talk, you have a few questions to talk about your experience and your adventure of creating and being on Booktube. So let's just get into it. The first question is, when you started your YouTube channel, did you have a particular niche in mind? Yes and no is kind of the answer to that. I knew I wanted to do videos about reading, but also videos about journaling. So I kind of wanted to mesh those two together, but I feel like that's not really a niche. I feel like those are two hobbies that very often go together. And I knew I wanted to also make reading journal or like regular bullet journaling videos. So that was kind of the extent of how much I thought it through. And the reason for that being is before I started my channel, I had just discovered the world of sprints. And I had a few channels that I was hopping into sprints on. And because of that, I felt like I really found a really lovely community, and I was in chat a lot of the time, and I just threw the idea out there that I've always wanted to try and start a booktube channel. I had tried when I was a teenager, but you know, it's very daunting to do this. I didn't really know what was going on. I'm also kind of a perfectionist, so I felt like the videos that I was going to be able to put out weren't going to be the quality that I wanted to, but I basically put all of that out there, and the kind of love and support that I got and the motivation and the advice of just start. Your first videos are never going to be good. They're never going to be what you want them to be, but it is going to be a learn as you go process. So just try and see how you feel. It seems to be something that I very much enjoy, but no, I didn't really think about a niche. And if any of you are thinking about starting a booktube channel, don't be scared to evolve while you're going. Just go, just start, because I feel like the initial hurdle for a lot of people is really just that first video, and that first kind of press record is sort of the first hurdle that everyone needs to get through. So if you need any motivation, just do it. If you need any advice, or if you just want to talk about it, or if you're thinking about it, feel free to message me. I would love to talk to you about it. Again, I am a baby channel. Let's make that perfectly clear. I am a baby channel. I've only been doing this for a year. I still haven't figured out all of the things that I want to do. I still haven't, like, the videos that I make are still, I'm very happy with what I'm making, but I know I can make better videos if I just have a lot of more of the knowledge. So I am slowly trying to get that knowledge into my brain so I can make better quality videos. But I'm also like, I have a full-time job. So I know that the process is going to be a little bit slower, and I'm giving myself that grace. But no, short answer, again, to get back to the question, no. I did not have a niche. I'm still kind of trying to figure out my niche. I know what I love to make. I know the videos I like to make. And I'm just doing what I enjoy. The second question is, when I started filming, did my true personality shine through? And if it didn't, does it now? Has it changed? I do not have it in me to put up a facade. I knew that if I wanted to do this, I had to be me, because otherwise no one was going to buy into it, quote unquote. I knew it wasn't going to be believable. My job that I get paid for, like my full-time job, is something that requires so much authenticity because you're working with kids and they feel a disingenuous sliver from like 5 miles away. So I've been doing that job for about 7-8 years, and they've kind of pushed me into my most authentic self, which I'll always be grateful for. And so it also means that when I try and be anybody other than myself, I can't keep it up. It's not happening. I was myself, but just my nervous self when I started. And I think the only way that has changed in the past couple of months or in the past year, is that I've now just grown comfortable with being me on camera. The third question is, who are some bookish friends or bookish companions you remember from the early days, from the beginning of this journey? And they can be bookish or non-bookish. And I feel like a lot of people were the people initially that I was talking to in chat, who are a lot of people that are now also showing up for my channel. But I feel like I would be very disingenuous if I didn't mention 2 people in particular, and those are Donna from Donna Marie Reads and Hermie over at the Book Hermit. They are a little bit on a hiatus, but you can still find their channel and smooze around a bit in there. And I think I was mostly on their sprints when I mentioned this idea, and those 2 people really took me under their wing and really did give me advice, give me motivation to just do it. Donna I'm co-hosting a read-along for Throne of Glass with now. Both of those people are actual friends of mine now, which is insane. And I can truly say that this channel wouldn't have gotten off the ground if it wasn't for them. I would not have made my first video if it was not for them. And I am still grateful to both of those people to this day. And then obviously we have the non-bookish people who have been around in my sprints for ever since the first time. I mean, some of the people who have been in the chat since the beginning, if I think about it, has been Ember, Jen, Ren, Livia. Those are the people who have been there from day one and who really kind of pushed it and were, I think, especially like Ren, Olivia, Ember, I don't think any of them have missed many of my live sprints, which is amazing. And I felt very supported, and I still do. And I can never take away how much that means to me. The fourth question is a little bit of a pick your own battle, I guess, which is we have the comparison curse, the algorithm dragon, or the self-doubt monster that we can talk about. I think I can talk about all 3 of these. So this is basically with the comparison curse, kind of speaks for itself. If I'm comparing myself to other channels, and of course you always do, you kind of look at other channels, and I don't feel like I compare or I'm jealous or I'm envious of anybody. I just feel like other channels that I love watching, I take inspiration from those people so much. And I think it's always so fun to pick up new ideas, to try new things, to see or try to figure out how they did something in the edit or B-roll that is very cute. I really want to get to a point where I do vlogs that have really nice B-roll in them. All of those things, to the music that they use, to the microphones that they use, very practical things, but then also just vibes. If they create a really nice vibe, I think Donna has done one of those videos where it's just not even talking, and the way the creativity that had to go into that and the calmness that came over me when I watched that video, I'll link it in the description down below. I think it was very creative and I really did enjoy watching it. So those things, no, I don't really compare myself. I just see it as ways to pick up inspiration. Not steal, let's make that clear, not steal, but take inspiration. The algorithm dragon, it kind of speaks for itself once again. It's all the statistics, it's subscribers, it's views, it's all of those things. And I mean, they always say that the first few hundreds are the most difficult to come by, which I knew and people told me about, but I can get surprised at how fast it can go. And for me, as a baby channel, having like a rise of 5 subscribers in like a week can be insane to me. And I really don't want to lose that feeling. Right now, I really enjoy the fact that I'm tiny, teeny. And when I'm in sprints, I know everyone who jumps in. I know when there's someone new, and I can give them their attention and ask if they want me to call them anything, pronouns, all of the things, to make them feel welcome and make them feel at home. And I'm also very much aware that the bigger you get as a channel, the harder that becomes. And also, I never started this as a means to an end. And by that, I mean, I never started this to make extra money. I just see this as a hobby. This is just a fun thing to do to fill my time that I have, and to also just share what I love to do. And what I love to do is read the books that I like. And honestly, in my personal circle, in my like closest vicinity, yes, I have a few friends that read, but I'm pretty sure I can only say 2 friends in my close vicinity who are as obsessed with reading as I am. And you have been here. If you haven't, hi. But if you have been here, I love a yap. I love to yap. I like it. And I didn't have anyone to yap to about the books that I was reading. So that was kind of my main thing about wanting to start this channel. And because that was what I had in mind, the views and the subscribers were kind of secondary to all of that. That does not mean when I hit 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers, that I didn't do a little happy dance, and I was very excited, and I really, really loved it. I still did. I still very much did. I was, especially when we were like at like 198, 197, did I check multiple times a day? Of course I did. Of course I did. I also do love a good, nice round number. So it is there, but it is a reason for celebration and not a reason for stress. I feel like whenever view counts or subscriber counts or any of those things will become a point of stress, this whole thing will be so much less enjoyable, to the point where I might quit. I have always said from the beginning, the last thing I want, and the one thing that I was scared of, was that reading was going to start to feel like a chore. And the moment this starts to feel like a chore, or this starts to feel like it adds stress to my life, I don't think I will be able to continue it. Because my thing starting this channel was always to just have fun and yap about books. Now, the third one is the self-doubt monster, and again, speaks for itself. I think I've mentioned it before. I did start out like questioning every single word that was coming out of my mouth, and thinking, especially because English isn't my first language, am I making sense? Is this the right word? Am I expressing myself correctly? All of those things were happening while I was talking. And also in the edit, looking at yourself for the very first couple of videos is really confrontational and really just not fun. You know, it's hearing your voice back to yourself is very strange. And I think yes, the self-doubt monster is there. There are times, especially like even when I want to upload a video of like an hour, I'm like, who the hell is gonna want to watch a video of me yapping for an hour? That's not happening. And miraculously, people do. I love you for that, by the way. If you were wondering, I love you for that. Thank you very much. Because I love making those, and a lot of time and effort goes into that, so thank you. I think that's normal, but it has gotten better by being on camera more and editing more, and just also, honestly, having the engagement and seeing things still grow means that people want to listen to what I have to say and want to watch me, even if they just put me on in the background, even if they just want to support like some of my friends. I don't know. For all I know, you're just putting on this video, putting it on silent, and having it run in the background. I love you. I love you for that. Honestly, it's just however the support comes in, especially with comments. I love when you guys comment on videos. I love it. I love it the most. On sprints, having people consistently show up, I think, is the biggest confidence boost that you can get. Now, the fifth question is interesting, which is the struggle. And was there a moment you considered quitting, and what kept you going? I think thinking about quitting mostly happened in the beginning. Because you are trying to kind of think about, why are people going to want to watch this? What am I doing? Also a lot of like scared, what if someone in my personal space figures this out and shames me for what I'm doing? I'm at the point where if someone in my social circle were to stumble upon this and tell me about it and be like, what are you doing on there? I'd be fine. I'm enjoying myself. What are you talking about? Definitely in the beginning, I just didn't know if I was interesting enough or worth taking up anybody's time to post anything, which is, I mean, we need to talk about that in therapy. But no, that was definitely more in the beginning. And then obviously in January, February, I hit very much a rough patch mentally, because of things that were external to YouTube, which was my job. I have talked about this in a video. I'll link it if you want to watch it. But I always had in mind, when I decided, or when me and my doctor decided that I needed time off from my job, I really thought that that was going to be the time where I was going to read a lot, upload a lot of videos, or film a lot of videos because I had a lot of time. And I did still see this as a source of enjoyment, but I just didn't have the energy for anything. And taking those 2 months off, it did cross my mind, like, what if I don't return? Doing YouTube, I was sort of starting to figure out that doing this was actually filling my cup, and it was one of those things that filled my cup instead of draining it. And the second I started to feel better, I knew, and I had the energy for it, first and foremost, I knew that this was going to be a good thing. I knew that it was going to be something that was going to help me and not hinder me. I also did decide not to put any pressure on myself. The video I made when I got back was like, I'm not sure how many videos you're going to get, if you're going to get any, if it's just going to be sprints. And just voicing that and having the support of friends and people on the channel, subscribers and everyone, did really help take the pressure off. And that kind of gave me the energy and the brain space to still be consistently uploading pretty much since I've gotten back. Now, I'm not going to promise you it's going to stay that way, especially when we switch jobs. But no, the thought of quitting was very much in the beginning. And I voiced this in this video. The thought of quitting will most likely raise its head the second this becomes stressful, or yeah, just when this feels like it's adding stress and I'm just chasing numbers, I don't think I'm ever going to want to be that person. And if I ever feel myself becoming that, that's going to be the time where I decide to take a step back. And even then, I don't know if I'm actually going to quit or just take a step back. And then the final question, which is one that I actually love to end it on, is, do you feel the journey has been worth it? Have you grown as a reader, a booktuber, or as a person? I feel like the journey has been well worth it. I have made some friends that I can say I will hopefully have for the rest of my life, which has been a really amazing bonus and one that I did not expect. And people that I talk to weekly, sometimes even daily, which is amazing. I read a lot more, that's for sure. I still enjoy it, which again, I mentioned if I didn't enjoy it, I would probably quit. But I still very much enjoy reading. My TBR has grown exponentially longer. Ever since doing this, I have branched out into different genres, different authors. I used to have like the authors that I liked and the genre that I liked. And now I can very confidently say that I've dipped my toe into pretty much every genre, I think. So even genres that I thought I was never going to enjoy, I have found books in every genre that I've loved. So that's something that is very exciting to me. I have started listening to audiobooks, which I always thought I was like a purist. And if you don't like read physically, you're not reading, that's bullcrap. Obviously it is. So many people don't have the ability to physically read and need audiobooks, and to be on my high horse and say, well, then you're not a reader, is just ridiculous. Because I've been reading more, I've also been going to my library a lot more, which I didn't think I was going to do. That's kind of a really nice side effect. Support your libraries. They need it everywhere. So that was kind of a thing that I didn't think was going to happen, but has, and I really do enjoy it. I love my librarians. They're very fun. Now, how has it made me grow as a person? I feel like it's made me more confident and accepting of who I am, which when you have to, like I mentioned before, when you have to stare at yourself on screen and on video, and at first you're really judgy about what is happening there on that little screen, and now it kind of feels normal, but because it's normal, it's also not negative anymore. So I think that makes a huge difference. It's given me a sense of self-fulfillment and like having something that is mine and that I made and that I'm proud that I'm making, and having fun and just enjoying myself and not making any excuses for it has been also very good and very fulfilling to have in my back pocket. And it's something that if there was ever a time, to come back to an earlier question, if there was ever a time, the time for quitting was February. And the fact that I've come back to this and I felt like it was a source of filling my cup means that told me that this was something that I was going to do for a very long time. So I hope I am. I hope I do. And I hope that you're all going to be along for the ride. So with that, I think that's a perfect note to end on. The only thing that I have left to do is tag a few people. The people that I would like to tag in this video is Donna from Donna Marie Reads, because obviously I mentioned her. And I want to know all of the things. Lexi from Lexi Rose Reads, and Amber from Lacey Reads. I am very curious to see how your journey in the booktube sphere has gone. And if any of you that are watching this and have a booktube or want to start one and want to start with making this video, please just use it. Check out the original creator, Nikki, obviously. I will also link Renee's video in the description down below, as I've mentioned. I thought this was going to be a short and sweet video, but as I mentioned, I love to yap. So thank you again for making it to the end of this video, and I will see every single one of you hopefully next week. Bye.